Good morning. I literally just woke up, and a few hours ago they revealed every single World Ender card. I have not looked at any of the World Ender cards. They released them at like my 4 or 5 a.m., and I can't justify staying up that late when I could just look at them in the morning. But now it is the morning and I want to look at them. Typically, I don't record me revealing to them, and I doubt I'll even upload this to YouTube, but if I do, then this will be ironic. But my main thinking was that since there's so many cards, instead of writing down all my thoughts for my friends to read, I was just going to record them. And maybe I'll put this on the youtube.com and then be like a real YouTuber and analyze cards and stuff. I hope I don't sound too bad. I'm not kidding when I say I literally got up from bed and went straight to my computer and like just hit the record button. So I'm going to go to new cards. All I know is that there are 3 or 4 champions: Ryze, Aatrox, Kayle, and maybe an Ionian one. And I know that there's like at least 2 or 3 cards from each region. I saw the reddit.com/u/Garrett's post, which said whichever card was from. All right, new cards. I'm going to quickly zoom in. Okay. Crimson Pigeon. 1 mana Noxus 2/2. Support, deal 1 to my supported ally to grant me +1/+1. Ooh. Okay. So support is one of my favorite keywords in the game. And this is cool. So obviously this is Vladimir support. My first instinct is to take this to a Sojourner's deck, right? Because Sojourner's is like my favorite card in the video game. You know what? Hold on. What if I add a notepad document and stream my entire screen, including the notepad document, and I write down my thoughts and deck ideas? I'm not going to give them a rating because I don't care. Let me change it from streaming just that to the entire screen. Let's go. Okay. LOR. Well, just like deck ideas. Crimson Pigeon. Sojourner's Pigeon. That's all I really care about. That I can play Sojourners in Noxus and do some fun stuff. I've also like got to vaguely think of the competitive value of this. Because I might be like helping Worlds players scrim for Worlds. I'm not entirely sure. But on a personal level, if I'm going to play for fun, this is like one of the first decks I might make. Okay, next card. Reveler's Feast. Deal 2 to an ally to give allies +2/+0 this round. Deal 2 to an ally to give allies +2/+0 this round. So it's larger aggressive transfusion. It's cheaper burst speed, decisive maneuver. This could be really powerful in burn. Some burn decks already run like Spider Burns often runs Brothers Bond. And this is like stronger Brothers Bond. If they block something, you just kill what got blocked, even if it's got less than 2 HP or 2 or less HP. This seems pretty strong. It doesn't seem phenomenally strong, but I could see this in Overwhelm decks as a side grade to Decisive Maneuver, or in like a replacement for Brothers Bond in like aggressive Pierce and Burn decks. There's obviously, you know, Vladimir decks, but I genuinely don't know what those look like and if they can justify a card like this. Because like Vladimir's always been put in the awkward space between board-based mid-range or burn or value or life drain or stats or whatever, and they haven't really had like a solitude identity that's allowed them to progress a certain type of gameplay without being confused. And so I don't know how this fits in Vladimir, but looking at this, I'm just thinking of like where I'm expecting this to be seen, and yeah, this actually might just be a good fucking unit. If you curve this into... Or you could curve it into Imperial Demolitionist, and that would probably be the strongest thing you can do. You can curve it into, like, Legion Grenadier. Like, compare this to Precious Pet in Pirate Aggro. Precious Pet is more guaranteed to do damage, but having a 3/3 on your turn 2 attack token is pretty powerful. And push comes to shove, if you draw 2 of these, you've still got a 3/2, right? Like you've got a 3/3 and a 3/2. Or you got a 3/3 and a 2/1. And if that targets something else, and you've got a 3/3, a 3/2, and a... Or let's say either a Jagged Butcher, maybe? I think the support keyword's one of the most fun keywords in the game. And I'm excited to see if Crimson Pigeon does anything. Alright, I have seen Ryze, and I also read that Kayle's in the corner of Ryze, so let's go through the Ryze thing. I sure hope the origin is you can include Ryze cards in the deck. Oh, you know what? I haven't looked at the full art. I might look at the full art at some point. I'm also going to hide this a little. I don't know how much I'm going to use it. Ryze the Rune Mage. 4 mana. Origin through the Rune Mage. When I'm summoned or around start, create 2 Delve into the Pasts in your deck. I see 3 unique world runes. 4 mana 3/5. Okay. I have learnt nothing. Oops, whoopsie daisies. Yep. I've not learnt anything, so I'm gonna... I see that this is a world rune landmark. I'm gonna go out and try and find the origin. Yeah. You may put any non-targeted burst or focus spells in your deck during deck building. At the start of the game, create 2 Delve into the Past in your deck for each Ryze that started the game in your deck. So it's barred. It's barred in as much as you're going to start with 6, and when you play Ryze, Ryze will shuffle 2 more at a time. It's barred in that sense. I'm going to try and now find Delve into the Past. I'm going to presume it's a boon. Delve into the Past is you. 2 mana. Choose one of 2 world runes you don't have in play or in hand and create it in hand. If you cannot, draw 1. Okay. I've literally just noticed that this is draw 1, so I'm going to make a vague assumption that all of the world runes draw 1. Choose one of 2 runes you don't have in play or in hand and create it in hand if you cannot draw 1. So, Ryze's ability and origin, shuffle 2 mana burst speed spells into your deck that give you a 2 mana landmark, and if you've somehow got all of them on field or in hand, you just draw 1. But the 2 mana landmark also draws 1. But they're shuffling 4 mana cards that you need to play in order to get to a real card. I think that's interesting. I don't know the value of this. I think the concept of something that shuffles into your deck that may not be necessarily positive. Think like Hexite Crystal technically doesn't say draw, so if Hexite Crystal doesn't win you the game by shuffling it in, you've lost access to maybe like ratification. I think that's really cool. I'm curious how it plays. Alright, now we've got to look at all what the world runes are. Okay. And we just need to... Ryze needs to see 3 unique world runes. Alright. Shard of Betrayal. When I'm played, if I'm unique, activate all your other world runes. Okay, I'm gonna now make an assumption that all of these say when I'm played, if I'm unique, activate all your other world runes. Right, but it also activates itself as part of its own effect, as opposed to the activate all of the world runes effect. Okay, so when you play a world rune, every world rune will activate. Cool. When I'm played or activated, deal 2 to the weakest enemy. Cool. Perfectly fun. Okay, I like this. Rune Prison. I'm gonna presume that's a something. I don't know how you get this, but it's literally just Steel Tempest. So I'll figure out how to learn Steel Tempest. Ryze's Realm Warp. Draw 3. Discard any followers drawn. Create a Ryze in your deck. Okay. That's very funny. It's good, right? Because you're putting in the origin puts you in non-targeted focus and burst, and this will keep those as well as the landmarks you shuffle in, or the spells that create landmarks. Hold on, does it create a random one? Or do you get to choose? Delve into the past. Choose one of 2 world runes. Okay, it's improvise. It's improvised, but it's not permanent. Right? Like improvise, if you lose a weapon, like that weapon is gone until you go through the entire pool. But improvise this version of improvise can get things that have already been passed on. Okay, perfectly redeemable champion spell. It draws, which makes it really, really good. I'm thinking of like Bard's champion spell that also draws. This is perfectly justifiable. Cool. Shard of Reverence. When I'm played, if I'm unique, activate all your other world runes. Okay. When I'm played or activated, refill 2 spell mana. Very cool. This is just cool. Are these all regional? How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, there's 5. Oh, okay, so there's only 5, which makes it half as big as improvise, and you need to see 3 unique world runes. Interesting. It's not that I see you've played. It's just if there are 3 on the board. So if you've got these 3 that you've gotten through Delves in the past, and then you draw Ryze, and you've already got a Betrayal, a Reverence, and a Hope on the field, Ryze will immediately level. Cool. Okay. It's going to be a long video. Something I can definitely consider uploading to YouTube. I don't know if I will, but something on my mind. Refill 2 spell mana. It's obviously akin to that of Temple, but not Temple, you know. When I'm played, if I'm unique, activate all your other world runes. Look, I think this is perfectly redeemable. This seems weaker to me than deal 2 to the weakest enemy. Purely because I think deal 2 to the weakest enemy might be playing more into mid-range control, which I'm going to assume Ryze is mid-range control. And refilling spell mana is valuable. What I will say about refilling spell mana is that it will get you enough mana for Delve into the Past again. But okay. Look, I think this is fine. Since you've got 1 of 2, I think you'll pick this relatively often based on hand state. But at first glance, it's not as powerful. It's still powerful. Like, refilling spell mana is good, and if this refills itself after 1 play, refills twice after 2 plays, it's going to give you... Like, because it costs 2 mana to also pick this thing. Once this activates thrice, you've gotten value off of it. But imagine, like, this activating thrice as well, you know? I don't know. This is probably, like, a better early pick if they're control, and this is a better early pick if they're mid-range or aggro. Shard of Hope. When unplayed or you're from unique, activate all your other world runes. When unplayed or activated, heal allied Ryzes and your Nexus too. So Devoted Council. Very cool. I like this. I like healing. Devoted Council is one of my favorite Shurima cards. Yeah. Cool. I don't know much else to say. I don't know if this is particularly powerful because it's only good against aggro. Or like specific, like I want to beat Atrocity, I need to make this heal me twice, or something like that. But you'll pick it when fighting aggro, and that's okay. Alright, now it's telling me to look at leveled Ryze. Spell Shield. Okay, Spell Shield. Can I look at what Ryze looks like? I was going to look at all of these afterwards. I haven't played League much. I played it enough, but not a lot. Oh, that's not how you do it. How do you do it on this site? Just click on this. Ooh. This is cool. I don't know he has the Yasuo thing with like a weird shoulder pad. But okay. I like this. But what does this look like? This is what made me want to. Huh. Okay. His body do be glowing. He got the glowing bod. Okay, let's see what he actually does. Close these. Boop, boop. Ryze, Spell Shield. When I'm summoned or round start, create 2 tokens with the pass into your deck. Attack. Activate all your world runes. If you've got 5 unique world runes, destroy the enemy next. Okay. Oh, okay then. Okay, so you don't need to Exodia to win the video game. Right, that's like the main thing. You can definitely win the video game through board-based value. But the fact that you've got the capacity to Exodia, akin to that of Tree, is fine. Like Tree, when Tree was good, would also sometimes win just through like Poppy aggro, right? And this is a similar thing where Ryze can attack, has Spell Shield, and can, like, you know, refill 2 mana, heal Ryze, heal the Nexus, deal to the weakest unit, although that's at a skill speed, so that'll go on the stack, so it's not that powerful with the Ryze attack. Although maybe you do Ryze Jin. Ooh! But cool, I like this. I like this a lot. The Exodia thing, I'm sure, will be strong enough, especially since these are landmarks, right? It takes 4 mana to summon a landmark. There are 5 landmarks, so it takes 20 mana to do the Ryze thing, 24 mana. But since you get, like, after turn 6 or 7, you get a fair bit of mana every turn. This might happen, like, what, on turn 9, you'll have played 45 worth of mana at that point, right? Like, it should be going 1, 2 makes 3, 3 makes 6, 4 makes 10, 5 makes 15, 6 makes 21, 7 makes 28, 8 makes, like, 36, 9 makes 45. Yeah. So you'll have like 45 mana by turn 9. If 20 of it is the shards, which are already controlling the board a little bit, 4 of it's Ryze, you've still given yourself another 20-bit mana to play with. Say you're running Shadow Isles and you get to run Vengeance, or you're running... You're stealing like Whispered Word from Noxus or something. You play the Ryze. Maybe you're doing... You know what? Since it's non-targeted focus speed, you're probably running Time Trick and Predicts and stuff. I'm going to imagine that you're running Time Trick and Predicts as well. At the very least, Time Trick. I don't know about like Fair Impressions, but Time Trick I imagine is going to be in the deck, as well as maybe Careful Prep. Especially if you want to go on like an Exodia game plan. So I think like, since you get to run focus, the best speed spells, you're probably running Time Trick and stuff like that. It's not impossible, and you don't have to do it on turn 9, you can just do it on turn 10, you've got access to 10 more mana. And this will happen. Especially since they're landmarks. It might give more credence to running Freljord for It That Stairs. Could give more credence to like Scorched Earth decks and stuff. You might be running Ryze and Shurima to get access to the Soothsayer, which is our only like really good way of giving spell shield to landmarks. It's not a bad option. I don't know how many Shurima tools can benefit Ryze though. But okay, interesting. So got a lot more to do with Ryze. So much for this thing. Sojourner's Pigeon's the only cool deck I've thought of. Shard of Madness. When I'm played, if I'm unique, when I create a Rune Prism in hand, or if you have one, reduce cost by 1. And this is Steel Tempest, right? Okay. Perfectly serviceable. I think Steel Tempest is great for a deck like this. Cool. I'm gonna cut my. I'll read all the dialogue at the end and look at the cards. I think. Just because like, if I do upload this to YouTube, I may as well put all like the words in one section and the analysis in the other. If you can hear construction, it's fake. I'm making it up. When unplayed, if I'm unique, activate your other world runes. When unplayed, oh, this is why I thought they were drawn. Perfectly redeemable and honestly one of the best ones. You will probably take this first, second, or third. If you can. This is really good. And if you're trying to beat this deck, and you've only got one piece of landmark removal, I presume you're going to be destroying this one. Actually, like, the stun is pretty damn good against decks that will need to destroy it as well. This is going to be annoying to fight. Like, if they get Shard of Madness, the best thing you can do is maybe, like, be aggressive and make it so they can't draw these things, because these things do take 4 mana to play. But as soon as they have 1 or 2 on the board, like, every subsequent one is more valuable and that's less of a punt. Yeah, you can put focus or burst speed spells. I'm going to do the obvious thing and go to everyone's favorite page, Builder. This thing... spell... Okay, let's look at burst. So this is targeted, so you can't take this. Hurricane is just amazingly... No! No, you can get the fucking Tailstones! Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. I'm not going to claim all the Tailstones are good enough. But what I am going to say is that, like, Ionian Tailstones might genuinely be good enough. Like, Gruesome Theatre is good for against aggro, or some types of aggro. There are definitely options where you can take Electro Harpoon or, like, Mark of the Isle, Spirituini, and Crumple sound great for a deck that's trying to be control-based. I can see worlds where you want Aftershock or Progress Day, right? Progress Day for the draw, especially in a deck that will need to draw the cards in their hand. Because if they don't have to draw a rune, you're going to be drawing 4 mana cards that don't have a lot of immediate impact, unless you've got a lot of them in the game, so maybe having a Progress Day might be good. As well as Aftershock for the fucking mirror. Uh-oh. Alright. Okay. And obviously you're going to take 3 Sisters, because it's fucking 3 Sisters. And you can't add Flash Freeze, because it's targeted, and you can't add Harsh Winds. You can add the Cultist spell. You can add Unforgiving Cold. But then you need to find weapons, and that has to come from your region. It can't come from anywhere else. It can come from... It can come from Acapian myths, I guess. Okay, I'm going to continue going through these. You could run this. You can copy your cards if you really, really want. So you create something that isn't... You create something that you don't have in play or hand. Okay. If you counterfeit this, it won't be unique anymore. So you can't counterfeit the runes and do that. And I'm going to presume you say unique runes. Yeah, okay. Okay. Like, the Manifesta card, like Face Wrap and Raid Some Riches are alright. I don't know if they're strong enough. Okay. You can run this, which is cute. These are fine. They're probably, you might run Spell Thief as a one. Prospect is maybe decent. But you're gonna have a whole deck full of spells. So no. Okay. Careful Prep is gonna go on the Time Trick. This is a new card that I've not seen, so I'm not gonna bother reading it. This is also a new card that I've not seen. This is also a new card that I've not seen. You can't run Kayle, which is important. Oh, you can run typical Star Chart in the Universe. I doubt they're strong enough. You can run Swindle. You can't run Syncopate. You can't run Absolver, which is important. You're going to be running Time Trick almost certainly. A lot of these are targeted, or at least the strong ones. Mimic is cute. I doubt it's good enough, but it is cute. Quicksand's targeted. Camo Cloak is targeted. Stalking isn't, but again, your deck is hopefully, ideally, being a bunch of spells. See another card that I don't know yet. Can't do this, you can't do this. You can do Unending Wave, but you will need to find an equipment, and I doubt you're running Nikithian Myths. I mean, Nikithian Myths isn't awful. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I think if you're running Nikithian Myths just to run these cards, it might be too all-in. You'll definitely be running Deep Med, Eye of Narcoke. Yeah, you're almost certainly running Eye of Narcoke. Okay. Which is also strong, right? And you might be running Drop Solo. Especially since your deck is all going to be spells. You can't run Hush, though. You can run Song Spinner. You can run Spirit Fire as also, and also Sands of Time. Alright, look, these are fine. There are a few good ones, but it's not as amazing. Right, I'm going to quickly go to focus, but there's not that many. Yep. Okay, whatever. Ooh! Oh, okay then. Oh, also, against Landmark Destruction. Okay, Rite of Passage against Landmark Destruction might be a tech card as well. Okay, I'm going to quickly write those down for Ryze. Ryze. Hex Tech Anomaly is funny. Rite of Passage as anti-landmark disc. Or destruction. Cool. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so we've looked at everything Ryze related. Whew. How long have I been recording? Uh-oh, this is gonna be long. Aatrox. Origin the World Ender, auto-equip the Darkened Blade. When I'm summoned or strike, heal your Nexus 2 and create a World Ender in hand if you don't have one. You've played a World Ender. Okay, so there's an Origin and then there's a thing. When I'm summoned or strike, heal your Nexus 2 and create a World Ender in hand. Auto-equip the Darkened Blade. Um, 6 mana, 5 mana. Well, he'll equip a weapon. Does the weapon have any stats? When I'm healed, I'll strike. See, he'll always create a World Ender, and if you've already got one, is World Ender fleeting? Is that why it needs to strike and create one? Okay, bit plus. Oh, okay. So it's got +1/+1 in regen. So it's Aatrox is a 6 mana 6/6 regen. Okay, that's a lot better. It's like Trundle, but better, but more expensive, and doesn't get overwhelmed when you level them up. Or maybe they you do. I don't know. Okay. Sure. Excuse me? Well, in a 13-minute. I'm going to look at the other card later. Reduce my cost by 1 for each time an equipped or darkened ally has struck this game. Assimilate allies' equipment with darken. I'm going to presume assimilate is on twitter.com. Alright. Twitter.com play Runeterra. Show me what assimilate means. Don't show me what assimilate means. Okay. Reddit.com /legends of Runeterra. Show me what assimilate means, and please don't spoil me. No, I don't want to look at any of this. Anyone know what assimilate means? No one knows what assimilate means. Alright, I didn't want to look at it. Oh, empowered. Garrett's. Show me what assimilate means. No, show me... I would like to find out what assimilate means, if this is okay. Info compilation. Assimilate. Thank you. Thank you, Captain Sarah, the most amazing Reddit mod in the world. Transform allied equipment with darken into their darken unit forms. If they are champions, they level up. Transform allied equipment with darken equipment into their darken unit forms. So if I've equipped a darken thrall with a bloodletters, the equipment and the the darken thrall will turn into Zalani. And if I've equipped Jural onto a Vicorian Vagabond, that'll now become Jural. Okay, and if they are champions, so if Varus is equipped with Varus's bow, Varus becomes level 2 Varus. Alright, cool. Sorry, where does Deathspringer's Descent come from? Alright, never mind. So Aatrox doesn't get +1/+1/+1. It's a bit weird. Okay, but he'll be a 10/10, right, with the Darken Blade. It's just funny that it's a 9/9 because you get the 1/1 from this, just in case Aatrox dies. This is like a little bit better. It's a 1-mana equipment, which is definitely like 1-mana 1/1 regen equipment. It's just like a good equipment. Anyway. Auto-equip the Darken Blade. Darken allies cost 5 less. Okay, it's Nautilus. When I'm summoned, I'll strike you or your Nexus 2. Okay, so here's Overwhelm Nautilus. So if you've played... So, he's summoned or strikes. He heals your Nexus 2 and creates this if this was somehow discarded, right? So it's not fleeting. So you can discard it if you want. Cool. Aatrox with PnZ. Discard the thing. Okay. Remember when you used to add cards in your deck? Like Clump of Wumps so that you would discard it? That was cool. Anyway, and you would value cards based on if they created stuff in hand. Like, oh, you know, Duskbringer is going to be great because you get to discard the Dusk Petal Dust. Anyway, reduce my cost by 1 for each time an equipped or darkened ally struck this game. Interesting. So, like, for each time you're darkened, like, Zalani is like one of the best ones, right? So each time your darkened throw or your Bloodletter equipped unit attacks, it'll cost 1 less. It's struck, not attack. Okay. Yeah. You've also got Kayle, if you're really wanting to run Aatrox Kayle, although I think that might be really bad. What's good about Aatrox Kayle is that you can, like, red cultists, and you're going to be running a bunch of equipment synergy anyway. And it's at 6 mana 10/10 Overwhelm that way you're going to be able to summon Zalani for 1 mana. Jural for 0 mana. Ibaros for like 4 mana, right? It's fine. I hope this has a cool animation. But choose my cost by 1 for each time and equip or darken ally struck this game. So there's going to be a point in the game where you're not fighting Shurima or Ionia, and your world ender maybe costs 8 mana, and you've got an Aatrox on the field, you've got a Dark Enthrall with the Bloodletted on it, you've got your like one of the Freljord weapon, one of your Bandle City weapon, and like maybe you've equipped the Darken Harpoon on something, or even the Darken Harp, and then you play this card and now your board is full of like a 10 mana 9/9 Aatrox, a 10 mana a 6 mana 10/10 Aatrox, and like all of these other guys, and then you win the video game. Cool. Seems serviceable. I'm not sold by Aatrox, and I don't mean that in a competitive sense. Aatrox could be perfectly competitive. He just doesn't look particularly fun to me. I'd have to see his deck for it to be fun. Like, I'd have to see someone build a version of an Aatrox deck that looks enjoyable. But right now, Aatrox doesn't necessarily appeal to me. I'm not sold by him. But cool, he do be a big dude, and he's got cool weapon synergy, I guess. You may put non-champion Darken in your deck during deck building. That's what we all expected. If you've played the 3 different other Darken during Aatrox, also expected. Yep. Deathbringer Slash. Oh! So I've not played much... Oh! Alright, the coolest thing he's got is his champion spell. That's the coolest thing he has, is his champion spell. Okay, honestly, the only reason I want to play Aatrox is his champion spell. I'll be perfectly honest. This is really cool. So you play the 3 mana one. It strikes, it's a single combat. Then you got 2 mana single combat that's fleeting. Then you got 1 mana single combat that's fleeting. Now I've played a little bit of League. I am up to like level 60 or something in League of Legends, but I play support mostly. But I know what Aatrox does. He does like the swish, and then he does like the whack, and then he does like the fwa, you know? Like you can see it right here. He does the whack, he does the slash, then he does like the fwa. And this is so cool. He does a strike, he creates this, which is a strike, and then he creates this, which is a strike. And they get cheaper and cheaper, so if you've got 6 mana, you can do 3 strikes, but obviously you've only got 6 HP on your dude. But you combine it with something like Freljord to give like troll shit, and you've got 8 mana to destroy 3 units. Oh, this is so cool. And it's fast, so you can't do them all at once, so you have to do them in order. I really hope he has voice lines for each of these individually. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, honestly, my favorite thing is this damn thing. Okay, Realm Warp is the Ryze spell. This is the Aatrox spell. You just need these for Zoe. Alright, now we're getting into other regions. Okay. Overall, I just want to comment on all the cards that we've seen so far. These are cool. I like World Runes. I think World Runes looks fun. Even if you don't Exodia. Like, you could remove the Exodia line and World Runes would still look fun. The Exodia line might make it a bit more annoying to fight against. Aatrox is just okay. I'd have to see an Aatrox deck to figure out if I like it or not. But as it stands, I'm not too keen on it. Like, it just doesn't... It's just not as appealing to me. Alright, Darken Spear. Is Anarka down here? Anarka's there. Okay. Grant the top 2 allies in your deck +1/+1. You may spend 8 mana to play me as Anarka. Okay. Oh, it gives health. Okay, so... I think this is the first weapon that's purely given health. On weapons in general. since most weapons have given more strength than health, weapons have been stronger on high health units. So the reason why Quinn saw Annie play with the weapons is because all the weapons increase strength. And so her having 5 health finally matters for something. Because 3 strength 5 health is useless. But 5 strength 5 health is actually really good. So this is going to provide value to high strength, low HP units. As well as maybe like Braum, right? Because Braum wants HP. Although Braum would honestly prefer a strength buffing one, right? Now, this is the cheap equipment that we've all wanted for Forge decks. And I think this makes sense in Forge decks because you're going to be buffing the size of your allies, and like in a Forge deck, like your win condition is having big stats. And I do think that the Omen Hawk effect is one of the more fun effects in the video game. Like Fury Horn, Crasher, and Omen Hawk are some of my favorite cards in the game that are Freljord themed. And I'm not a big fan of Freljord. I think Freljord's like the least enjoyable region to play. Like the exception to that is Omen Hawk and now Darkenspear. And so I do like Darkenspear. It looks enjoyable. I don't know. I can't verify how strong it is. I guess it's going to be partly contingent on Anarka. Let's look at Anarka, which is down here. Attack. From the top 6 cards of your deck, summon an attacking follower or non-champion Darken. And grant it +1/+1. Whoa. So summons a random one, I presume. So you can build your deck out to like soft tune or something if it's in the top 6 cards of your deck. Funnily enough, you can use this to draw the dragon that draws dragons. That means you can also do it to draw Anarkas. Right? Because if it works on the Brood Father, is that what it's called? Stalking Brood Father? Like the Stalking Brood Mother, but the guy version? Because that can draw itself and then you summon like Aesol at the end, right? You can probably do Anarka, provided that there's something on the top 6 cards of your deck. Okay, interesting. More importantly, of course, you're running this in an Aatrox deck, almost certainly. Purely because when Aatrox does the World Ender, this is a great way of converting World Ender into value without already having all the Darkens in your field. Right, like all you need to do is equip Anarka onto some sort of pathetic Dunekeeper or something. And then do World Ender. And then when you play World Ender and attack with what's become now Anarka will draw Zalani, Jural, whatever. Getting Jural also will be good because then Jural will be attacking. Yeah. Okay, I mean, so will Steratu. So Steratu will be attacking as well, so you get your double draw after that. Cool. Alright, Anarka is honestly one of the cooler Darken weapons. I really like Anarka, and I really like Darkenspear. Very, very cool. Cool. I'm a big fan. Woolly Snail Moth. Empowered, which I presume is the Kayle keyword. 6 mana, 6/6, empowered 8 regen. I'm hoping empowered is not enlightened with a number. 6/6 overwhelm regen reminds me of Augur of the Old Ones. Like it's slightly bigger than Augur of the Old Ones. I really like Augur. Augur is one of the other cool Freljord cards that I really, really like. And I think like Overwhelm Regen is just like a fun combo to be messing around with. So let's look at what this is. A unit has its empowered bonus while its power is at least a listed number. Oh, that's pretty... Okay, that's not weird. Okay. So if you give this 2 strength, it's got regen. Okay, how do you give strength in Freljord? Fury of the North? Omen Hawk? Udyr. Okay. You play Boar Stance on this, and it becomes an 8/8 overwhelm regen. I see what they're saying. Isn't Mammoth Shaman better? Because you don't need a pre-commit a Boar Stance, you can use a Ram Stance, so you can just hit the Nexus. Like, not necessarily, right? Like, the thing is a 5/5. I'm playing, and this is more defensive. I'm not sold on Woolly Snail Moth. As funny as the name is. The name is extremely humorous, but I'm not sold on it. Card seems okay. If it's his play, I'm very happy. I can make the joke about this keyword and Aatrox, but it's fine. Wild Mysticism. Get an empty mana gem, summon a feral mystic. This is better than Catalyst of Eons, right? And Catalyst of Eons is... It's not better into aggro. A 2/2 is better into aggro than healing 3. Because you can block. Unless you're fighting like any Jin and they just stun the blocker and healing 3 at least does something. This is better Catalyst, surely, right? And if you get a 6/6 later on, it converts value. Okay. Cool card for ramp. This does seem like better Catalyst to me. Sure, perfectly redeemable card. This is Empowered 3, Overwhelm Region, Tough, Borrow. Is Empowered going to be +2 always to the stat point? I don't know. Overwhelm Region, Tough. I do like Poros. I do like the idea of small things with keywords. But again, you're buffing this with what? Boar stance? Oh, sorry, bear stance? So this is a good bear stance target, right? Like turning this into a 4 mana, because you're putting the bear stance on it, or 0 if the bear stance costs 0 mana. 3/3 Overwhelm Regen Tough is fine. Overwhelm doesn't matter until like 5 or 7. Regen and Tough makes it a good blocker though, like a really good blocker, like a really tough regenerative blocker. Oh, that's cool. Okay, here to help. Give an only +0/+3 this round. If it's damage, give it +2/+3 instead. That is cool. I like this a lot. Okay. Freljord does have cool burst speed buffs. It just has like not particularly fun units or interaction. But cool. Yeah, I like this. All of these are fun. This is the first time I've actually enjoyed like all the Freljord cards I've seen. Most of the time I see Freljord cards and I could not care less that they exist. But these are all cool. I really, really like all of these. Cool. Let's move on. Bandle City cards. Puzzling Signposts. Fast. Return a fast or slow spell to hand or destroy a unit's equipment. Draw one. Return a fast or slow spell to hand or destroy. Sorry. Sorry. This is Bandle City Deny. Excuse me. Sorry. This is Bandle City Recall Deny. Equipment Hate Draw. So it's like Deny, except instead of destroying the thing, it recalls it, which is important, right? Like, it's good as an anti-Deny. But like if they're playing it's a good example. If they're playing like Ascended Ryze, they can just play Ascended Ryze the turn after, and they've only lost 2 mana. Or destroy a unit's equipment at fast, which means you can put it on the stack against World Ender. Draw 1. So it's a cantrip. Okay, but Recall Deny in Bandle City. I'm gonna go out and assume that this isn't as powerful as like Rider Negation and Deny. But the fact that Bandle City has access to it is important. And it means that now when you're saying like as long as they don't have As long as they're not Shurima or Ionia, I can win the video game. Now you have to say, as long as they're not Shurima, Ionia, or Bandle City, I can win the video game. Okay. I want to point out something that I think is funny. One, this is that this can't hit skills, by the way. But my partner and I come up with like card ideas sometimes, and one of my favorite card ideas that we've come up with is a Bilgewater card that says stop an allied skill. Stop an allied spell or skill to do something, right? So you play a spell or a skill and then you stop it and you like draw 2, right? It's supposed to be like Twisted Fate support, right? Like Twisted Fate has 3 cards when he's leveled, and you can stop one that doesn't matter to draw 2 or something. Or whatever you want it to do, right? The point is that the way that you play the card is stopping an allied spell or skill. I think that's a really cool idea, and you can play this on your own spells or skills. So if they deny like, what's a good Bandle City spell? That's at a speed. If they deny Electro Harpoon, you can give yourself Electro Harpoon and draw 1. I don't know. It's fine. I'm not sold by it. The fact that it draws a 1 is interesting, and it can destroy a unit's equipment, which is definitely powerful, right? Like that's just a strong thing to do. But okay. 3 mana, create 3 random 1-cost poison hand. Okay, that sounds amazing. And then Dapporo was like, hey, you, I want us next too. So Dapporo's gathered together at that great meeting of Dapporos to talk about all Dapporo problems. Like, where are the snacks and why aren't there more Boros? And okay. This is the guy asking for like stories from like Babbling Bjork or something from memory. Okay, grade 3 random 1-cost Boros in hand. Cool. Looks fun. I'll probably end up trying to play Boros in Bandle City. Considering like it's got like it's already got Boros Sled and for Protopart and Freljord. Looks fun. You can also run this in Taskmaster, right? You've got like a way to access 1 mana cards. So like you can run this with Taskmaster and Vanya. Not with both of those at the same time, but this is something you can run in those decks, so this looks like fun. I'll probably play this at some point. Darkened Staff. Strike, refill 1 spell mana. It's got impact, which is good. Impact, like one of the best keywords in the game. And it's a 1 mana equipment that gives impact. Very cool. Honestly, just a 1 mana equipment that gives impact, I'm fine with. And it refills a spell mana when it strikes. This is just like a pretty decent weapon, honestly. This is like perfectly fine. I like this. This is a cool weapon. Okay, and summon play me as Balcooks. Balcooks, which is not the Ionia one, it's this region. When you spend mana, grant me impact for each spell you've... When you spend spell mana, grant me impact for every spell mana you spend. Grant. So you play this on 8, you can play 3 worth of spell mana, and then you can play something else. So there's one obvious synergy point, and that is Shell Game. Shell Game will refill your spell mana. And so this will become a 7 with 10 impact, a 7 with 4 impact, and then maybe another 3 impact if you play another spell. That costs 3 mana. Cool. Honestly, a little weak for a Darken. Like, big impact units are strong. Like Yordle Gunners isn't like a bad card, neither is like Furious Faithwork. Like, you pick those surprisingly often from the pools where you can get them from. But it's not particularly appealing. I think, honestly, the weapon is like much better than this. But Balcooks is fine. And he looks cool. Yeah, okay, Curious Changelings. When an allied follower transforms into another unit... Oh, it's Gnar support. Or the Freljord transform cards. It's also support for the Cannon cards. Oh! Oh, I really like this. Imagine turning this into a teeny dactyl. It curves into teeny dactyl as well. You can turn this into teeny dactyl, spotted toad, mini T, mammoth shaman, and the other shaman, as well as like I know it's a bit sea lizard, but also the like a bunch of other things. There's also like PnZ cards. You transform into like Massa Crashing Thunder. And what's good is that like it's not that strong with Sunworks Posse, because it'll only work on the first transformation. Every other one transforms it in like everywhere. So it'll only work if this is on the field when you get the Sunworks Posse to transform, which is fine, but it means that like during changelings after you've already done the Sunworks Posse play doesn't work. But cool. Okay. There's a lot of cards. How long have I been recording? Nearly an hour. I'll probably upload this to YouTube. I don't know if I'll edit it at all or anything. But, you know, more stuff to put on the youtube.com. I'm going to become a real YouTuber. Wee. Darken fan. Oh my god, what the hell? Summon an attacking dragonling. Okay. Why does it give it strength? What? Why does this have to be like this? Okay. Summon an attacking dragonling? Okay. What if you just equip this on your dragonling every time? This probably isn't strong enough to justify Mistfall, but now Mistfall makes a little bit more sense because now you can draw this instead of just Soul Sword. Okay, what's Prar? Okay, Prar, what's up? Play, and when I transform. Play, and when I okay, so when I transform is purely referring to World Ender. I think. Okay, play, and when I transform. Summon 2 ephemeral copies of me. Grant 1 lifesteal, 1 challenger, and me elusive. Whoa! Okay. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Bra is so, so cool. Whoa, sorry, so it's like the Celestial Sisters, Golden and Silver. But you also get Challenger. Oh, I like this so much. And you can run Deny, so you can play this on like turn 10 with 3 mana banked, and then they can't like ruin it. Oh, I really like the Darkened Fair. Oh, this is so cool. I really like this. Okay, Navori Longtail. When I'm summoned, summon a Navori Brigand or give other allies +1/+1 this round. It's a 3 mana 3/1. So it's trying to be ran in like the Z Keeper of Masks elusive aggro deck. Like you can either summon a 1/1, right? Like this is the 1/2 that you get off Navori Highwayman. Sorry, how do I double check this? You. This is the unit of Highwayman, right? Yeah, okay. So it's either this is a lot like Petty Officer, right? Like where you can choose as a 3 mana 3/1 to summon a unit or to do something else. It's trying to fit in this Keeper of Masks, go wide, buff board a little, go in. Right, like you can recall it and then summon it again to give the +1/+1 after, or you can do the Brigand and then recall it to get into the thing. I think it's fine. I do like the concept of the sort of like Keeper of Masks, go wide Ionia aggro deck. I've just never seen it be successful in recent time. But it's cool. I'm glad this card exists. It looks fun in that deck. If I play that deck, I'll try and put this in. Twin Wind Technique. Pick a follower, summon an exact ephemeral copy of it. If it's an enemy, stun it. Pick a follower. Summon an exact ephemeral copy of it. If it's an enemy, stun it. If you cast this on an enemy follower, are you getting an ephemeral copy of their follower? As well as stunning theirs? Okay, so it is slow speed. Right, so you can't do this in combat. So this card probably isn't too strong. Like, just compare this to Concussive Power. Like, at slow speed, it's not even equivalent because it's ephemeral instead of like a unit, and you can't recall it to give you another concussive. You can also put it on your own thing to double up a value of a unit. We've already got a fair few Ionia cards that do that, right? As well as like Shadow Isles cards, and this concept hasn't ever been the most powerful thing in the world. It's been alright. Like, you can put this on a Rekindler and you get another champion. Fantastic. You can put this on your Cytheria or whatever. It's fine. The Twin Wind Technique is like another one of these many cards that have cool ideas that I'm struggling to imagine being all that powerful. But it doesn't seem awful, especially since you can steal a unit like for 4 mana. So unlike Iterative, where you have to spend the cost of the unit, or Fading, where you have to spend the cost of the unit, if you copy an enemy's expensive unit, you'll get an ephemeral for free. So if it's a high mana unit, like if you play this on an enemy Tiana Crown Guard, for example, you're going to get the rally for 4 mana, and it's ephemeral. Which is fine. Get to stun theirs as well. Like, I think it's alright. I'm gonna struggle to find situations where this is more often better than Concussive, Hoko, Steel Tempest. But it seems fine. The Black Flame. Play, capture an ally. When you attack for the first time each round, summon an ephemeral copy of it attacking. What is life but a shadow of existence? Okay, so it's Z support. Play, capture an ally. When you attack for the first time each round, summon an ephemeral copy of it attacking. Okay. Whoa. Sure. So, isn't this really powerful? Isn't this insane? Don't you just capture Shark Chariot on turn 4, and now every time you attack, you're adding a Shark Chariot to your pool? I guess like that's really memey, and now you've got a landmark on the field that like can't let you go wide and block stuff, and you spent 4 mana. But also, like, if they can't destroy this because you're just gonna get the ally back. It can copy champions. Hold on, isn't this really strong? Can't you copy Z on turn 4 and then attack? And then every time you attack, you're attacking with Z. Can't you copy Heko? So this is like, how do I put this? This is like Zonya's. This is like pre-commit Zonya, but every time you attack, you resummon the unit. And Zonya is a powerful card as a protection piece. And if you've got a card that's important, but only for when it's attacking, like it's important because of the pressure it provides when it attacks, then this is great on the turn after you play it. You play this, and now every time you attack, you've got something in the Zonya protection space without any issue. And if they destroy the landmark, you just get the unit back because it's a capture. So the fact that it's pre-commit Zanya is a little tough against like aggressive or mid-range decks that where you need to care about your board. So like putting Hecarim into this thing means that you've lost 8 mana worth of development opportunity. But it seems really powerful, I'll be honest. I think this is a strong card. Okay. Encore. Which I'm going to presume is support for Seraphine. Create a random new 2-cost spell in hand, reduce the cost by 2 and grant it fleeting. Okay, so it's just a new spell version of the Caitlyn, not the Caitlyn, the Vi spell. The Vi create a random 2-cost card in hand that's got 0 mana. Okay, it's fine. I don't really care about Seraphine decks. Copying this with Seraphine seems powerful. Leveling up Seraphine by having 2. Well, you'd only get 1, but when it's leveled up, you would get 2 things you can play that you can then double. Okay. Sure. Acoustician. Strike, create a random new 2-cost spell in hand. There's a lot of Seraphine cards that are like attack, create a thing in hand. Like, isn't Inspired Plans also similar? Yeah, this is fine. I don't dislike this. 3 mana for a 2/3 is a little bit. But you're creating like spells in hand when it strikes. You can strike on a defensive turn. You don't have to be aggressive with it. It's fine. You can pick Camo Clicker. You can pick Camo Clicker on it. Alright. It's fine. I'm starting to get like the waning of being able to be that interested. Because there are just too many cards to be looking at. So I'm starting to lose all the interest. And I've been talking for a long time. Cunning Kitten. When I'm summoned, if I was created, draw 1 and create me +2/+1. Whoa, okay. So if you play counterfeit copies on this, it's a 2 mana 4/4 draw itself. Okay. Okay. I like this. This sounds like a cool concept to be doing as like a printer. You can copy this with iterative and make a 4 mana 4/4, a 4 mana 5/5, draw 1. You can do fading. You can do your counterfeit copies and your practical imperfectionist. I really like Cunning Kitten. Cunning Kitten is super cool. This is a really cool looking card. I'm really happy with Cunning Kitten. Obviously, you'd play iterative in the Seraphine deck, and then it does the thing. Caustic Riff. Okay. This makes sense. Perfectly understandable. Lower cost 1 less deal to all enemies. Yeah, that's fine. I don't play Seraphine very much, so none of these like appeal to me in the decks that I want to play. So, and I don't know whether to grade them as good or bad because I've not played Seraphine and I don't know what makes them good or bad. They all seem fine, and Seraphine might include like some of these as one-offs. That's just how Seraphine works. Eye of God. Attack Spawn 2. Really cool. I think this is a cool card. I'm happy to see it. Could make Alawi more fun to play. And I think Alawi is lots of fun. Whenever I think of Alawi, I think of the Ruined King game, and I just imagine all of these cards as being like things that you can do in that game. Okay. Wily Newtfish. 3 mana 1/3. Nexus Strike, draw 1, give it fleeting. Okay, so it's both Twisted Fate support and like Fizz, Nami, Elusive, Spam support. Okay. Seems fine. I'm not sold by the card. I don't know if it'll be good. It's expensive for a 1 mana elusive. Like a 3 mana 1 strength elusive just isn't particularly powerful, even if it's a bit harder today. Drawing 1 is fine, but you typically want to like play your spells before your attack so that your attack is as strong as possible. Or if it's fleeting, then you're sort of telling yourself to play it afterwards, and that might not be something you want to subscribe yourself to. It seems fine. It can help level Twisted Fate and stuff. It can help proc Plunder, which is important. Like, elusives are good at proccing Plunder. But I think there's so many other forms of cards that are either elusive or draw or both, or card creation or fleeting, that this is sort of outclassed by a lot of the things within the region, even if it's doing a lot of the things that the region does well. Okay. Whoa. What the hell are these cards? They look so cool. Sorry, this looks really, really cool. What the hell is this? Whoa. So this is a version of an LORY then. Sorry, this is very cool. Okay, let's read what the cards do. A 4-mana 4/5 dragon, Fury, Overwhelm, if empowered. 5. So at least it can give itself Overwhelm if it does Fury enough. This is fine. It's probably better than it's definitely better than the 4-mana 4/4 dragon, just because a 3/5 stat line is better than a 4/4 stat line, and it can give itself Overwhelm. So cool. It's a cool dragon. Perfectly fine. Alright. Lawkeeper. Play. Stun enemies with less power than me. It reminds me of Sneaky as Evils, but it's not elusive and it costs 1 more mana, and it's a 2/7. But maybe you can buff the... If you buff this in hand, like the strength in hand, which you can do with Destiny's Call, so obviously you could do Destiny's Call, Lawkeeper, stun everything, attack, which is funny. This seems mostly memey, unless it's like an easy way to buff strength in hand, besides like Ionia stuff. Look, this card seems fine. Like, if you play Ionia Targon and you buff this twice in hand, stunning everything with 4 or less is a lot more powerful than 2 or less, but it's just alright. It looks cool. I'm looking at fucking this card right here, and I'm like, holy shit, what is this? Oh, this is so cool! Oh, I love the Kayle cards. This is so amazing. Okay. Mihaira, Aspect of Justice. Round end, grant allies in play and in hand. Okay, +1/+1. Empowered 5 elusive lifesteal level. So it is a 5/5. It's a 5-mana 1/1. So you need to be protective of this. You're not playing this on 5 without a fucking Expanses protection or Pale Cascade at the very least. But this is really cool. Oh, this is cool. I like this a lot. Empowered looks like lots of fun. Purely just because you get to run this card if it's good enough. Elusive lifesteal level. They have been doing a lot of keyword stuff this expansion. Like multiple keywords on things, especially Overwhelm. But this is great. This is just cool. I'm a big fan of this. I can't wait to play decks with this in it. This is lots of fun. Divine Judgment. Give an ally I can't take damage or die this round. Sorry, is this 6 mana unyielding? Oh, but it's for a turn. Okay, it's 6 mana unyielding for a turn. And give +1/+0. So it can level your empowered, which is fine. So it can give you up to empowered. It's better Bastion, unless it's against like recall cards. It seems fine as a side grade to Bastion and to Expanses protection and stuff. Seems okay. Seems functional. There's just a lot of there's already a lot of forms of protection in Tarkon. That should be fine. How many more cards are there? Okay, they're still up there for you. Winged Messenger. Empowered 3 elusive. Okay. Fine. Probably a strong card in an empowered deck. Just because, like, it's also, like, big, right? It's gonna be a 3-4 or a 3-5 or whatever. Purifying Flames. Grant an ally +3/+3, another +2/+2. Grant an ally in hand +3/+3, and another +2/+2. Okay, so there is hand buffs. Okay, so you can put this on Lawkeeper, you can put this on Mihira. You could even put the 2/2 on Seraphic Wyvern. Okay, I'm really liking how this looks. Now it's 4 mana. It's 4 mana do nothing at the time, which is bad, right? Like that's difficult to justify, especially since you can just play what's the card they recently buffed? Not We Stand Together. Battle Bonds. Like Battle Bonds is like probably better than this, with the exception of Lawkeeper. With the exception of Lawkeeper, Battle Bonds is better than this. Except Battle Bonds you cast after this, you can like curve into Mihara if you just want to pass a turn. Like imagine you play this on turn 4, you play this on turn 5, and then in turn 6, this has got the effect, and it's also buffing everything in hand and field, and then you play Kayle the next turn because it's 6 mana. Or Lawkeeper. This looks fun. I'm enjoying what this looks like. I have +1/+0 for each time an ally has attacked with increased power. When I'm summoned, grant other allies +1/+0. Empowered 6, I've got quick attack. Okay, so I've played a little bit of League of Legends to understand that level 6, level 11, and level 16 are when you can level up your ultimate. And my understanding is that when Kayle levels up her ultimate, it gives her, like, stat increases or something. Like, it makes her more powerful. Like, the whole joke about Kayle is that before level 6, she's melee, and then she becomes ranged, and then level 11, she becomes, like, powerful, and then by level 16, she's, like, unkillable by anything. That's, like, how Kayle is supposed to work in that game. Okay. So that's why it's 6, 11, and 16, and it's quick attack, overwhelm, double attack. Cool, perfectly fine. I have +1/+0 for each time an ally is attacked with increased power. When I'm summoned or level up, grant other allies +1/+1. Cool, this looks fun. Kayle just looks like a fun champion. I'm willing to play Kayle. She looks enjoyable. I'm a bit wary of, like, obviously 15 overwhelm quick attack's already strong enough. 16 just means it's lethal. She seems fun. Mostly, like, the concept of empowered and, like, these specific spells and units, especially Mikara, looks lots of fun. And I think just the way you'd end up playing it with stuff like Pale Cascade just looks enjoyable. Oh my, okay. Wow. That's her champion spell. Okay. So I know I'm pausing a lot. Like, I know I'm almost certainly uploading this to YouTube at this point. I know I'm pausing a lot just to, like, understand things, and most people would talk if they're trying to upload something to YouTube. But that's just insane. Really? That's a champion spell. So, like, most regions that will try and interact with Kayle will do so via damage. Right, so if you're mentioning Shadow Isles, they only kill things through kill or damage. PnZ only kills things through damage. Or transform. But if you do this on a champion, it won't be transformed. It won't work against Ionia. And it can still be quicksanded against Shurima. And it can still be mini-muffed. But against a lot of regions, the fact that this is a champion spell means that you can be certain that it'll go through. So if you're fighting, like, Freljord Shadow Isles, they can freeze, but they cannot vengeance. if you're holding up Divine Judgment. Okay, as a champion spell, this is powerful. Now, it's not powerful in every situation, but it will be powerful enough to justify a lot of positions. You can also just use it as, like, you just have to kill Vengeance. You can kill, like, a grass, not a grass, you can kill, like, an Undergrowth and give +1/+0 to everything, and that's fine. Perfectly fine play to do that and push damage and stop an Undergrowth, right? I think this is, I didn't expect this to be in the champion spell, and I think that's a really powerful champion spell. Okay. So, okay, I have to look at this card out now. I'm sorry, I can't. I was going to look at all of them at the end. This is very cool. Ah, this is great. Sorry, this is just a cool looking token. Okay, I have +2/+2 for each ally that has died with its power increased. Overwhelm. Empowered 16, transforming into Zalani Aspect Spain. Hold on, there's another card? What the hell? What in the fuck? Oh, this is cool as hell. Holy shit. Attack, transform, attacking non-darkened followers into copies of me? Okay. So obviously this is Winmore. Like a 16-2, but let's say 16-10 at the minimum, right? A 16-16 overwhelm threat should be winning the video game most often. At least now it can't be Steel Tempested, because like it'll turn your entire board into it. I think this is a lot funnier than it is good, but this is really cool. And like the art is just like phenomenal. Okay, Divine Clerk, 1 mana, 2/1 empowered, 3 lifesteal. Sure. Divine Clerk is fine. It's an early unit that synergizes with Empowered, right? Like, you end up playing Divine Judgment, it gets +1 strength. You might play, it might get buffed from My Hero, it'll get buffed with Pale Cascade, right? So, like, if you need the healing and you need to block Fearsomes, cool, you play Pale Cascade on Divine Clerk, and it now heals something, blocks Fearsome, kills a Fearsome attacker, blah. Divine Clerk's fine, probably run it in an Empowered deck, just because you're going to be running these Pale Cascade stuff. But it's probably not better than something like a Linari Duskbringer in like Linari decks, for example. Although they are giving a lot of lifesteal in this expansion. Okay, we did look at this just a second ago when we looked at the Slimy of the Blood Reliever. Sorry, these are just amazing. Celestial Blessing. Grant an ally in play and an ally in hand +1/+1. Sorry, grant an ally. Okay, so instead of, when I keep saying Pale Cascade, I should have been saying Celestial Blessing. Now, Celestial Blessing and Pale Cascade aren't mutually exclusive. I'm going to presume you're not running 6, like 3 Celestial, 3 Pale. And Pale might still be better than Celestial Blessing because it is a draw. But the point is that this is the intended support for Kayle in terms of like a Pale Cascade-esque card, right? So you put 1/2 on this in hand and you put 1/2 on this in field, you delay the game. You can play this 1, 2, 4, 5, right? Like that sort of thing. You can play even Winged Messenger, right? So you probably do something like 1, 2, 3. This is big enough to block now. 4, you play this, it buffs everything. You play Kayle, you start controlling the board, right? That's like the main idea. Fine, perfectly fine. Probably worse than Pale Cascade, but that's fine. Okay. Rockbear Shepherd. When you summon an ally, advance your highest countdown landmark 1 round. When I've summoned someone, a hibernating Rockbear. Okay. Okay. Cool. this. I do like other ways of interacting with Countdown. I think this is cute with, like, as a joke with the rolls. It's cute with other forms of high countdown landmarks, such as like Akshan's landmark. I think this card's really cute. I don't mean the art. The art's I'm not enamored by children. The idea is cute. It's got a lot of text, and I don't know where it fits, especially as a 3-mana 1/3. But like, you can run it in some sort of like Rock Bear Spam deck, and this will be fun and cute in the Rock Bear Spam deck. Acolyte's Reliquary. I have tried to make Ruinous Acolyte works a fair bit. When I'm summoned, create a when I'm summoned, create a Ruinous Acolyte in hand. When you destroy me, create a Acolyte's Reliquary in the top 5 cards of your deck. Hold on. Oh! Finally! Okay! Oh, let's go! Okay. I guess you're just gonna keep getting Ruinous Acolytes. Holy shit! Okay. I really like this. Now, the issue with this is that it's on draw. So, like, you're guaranteeing that you're getting yourself only a big fearsome unit that takes 2 actions to play, right? But this is just cool. Oh, I cannot wait to play Ruinous Acolyte decks. So much for this thing, by the way, where this isn't literally it. I can write Ruinous Acolyte, but who cares? You're dying. Goodbye. Don't save. This is cool. I'm going to play Ruinous Acolytes. Void Gate. When you summon an ally or an ally dies, grant each of its positive keywords to 3 allies in your deck. When you summon an ally or an ally dies, grant each of its positive keywords to 3 allies in your deck. Okay. Look, I think Kaysar and Evelyn. I think Kaysar or Evelyn with the whole keyword spam is a cool concept. I've always wanted like a mid-range manipulate your keywords to do something game plan. Right? Like get random keywords and use them to your advantage, right? I'm a big fan of like Hothead. I'm a big fan of these sorts of cards. I like this card conceptually. I know that competitively it's going to be too slow. I know that competitively it's too low tempo, and competitively it's a bit too inconsistent. Sorry. But I really like this card. I think this card is very, very cool. It just looks like lots of fun. And this is a card I'd probably end up trying to link. If they change Kaysar's deck in Path of Champions and they include this, I'd be like happy, right? That's what I'm mostly thinking. It's cool, but it won't be competitive play, but I think this is like one of the coolest cards, and I really like the idea of like a mid-range keyword manipulation. Just the way that Kaysar and Evelyn did it was like close. I just dislike how powerful Kaysar is as an individual. If Kaysar wasn't in the Kaysar deck, it would be a lot more fun, in my opinion. Or if Kaysar just wasn't as powerful, and like Evolve wasn't +2/+2, but +1/+1, right? And it was a bit more grindy, and where the keywords that you get really matter in terms of how you're going to use them to manipulate the game state. Champions Strength. You've got Galio, Lux, Jarvan, and Garen. Give allies +4/+4 this round. If you've got the attack token, give them Scout this round, otherwise Rally. Give allies +4/+4 this round. If you've got the attack token, Scout this round, otherwise Rally. Okay. If you've got the attack token, it's bigger, Scouty, for Demacia. If you don't, it's for Demacia and Rally in one. It's fine. Like, okay, so this card is not overly strong. How do I put this? For Demacia and Rally lose to certain things, such as Deny and Ruination. This loses to those harder because it costs more mana. Like if you deny a For Demacia, you still keep your board. And you've only spent 6 mana. If you deny a Rally, you still keep your board and you've only spent 4 mana. If you ruinate these things, it costs less mana. This loses to those things harder, but it wins harder, especially if your board isn't as strong. But to include this card in your deck is to admit that you're going to be putting yourselves in situations where your mid-range game plan isn't feeling strong enough. And as a Demacia deck, you can't justify that. You can't justify saying to yourself, my board won't be large enough. Right? Unless you're like a really combo Demacia like Matron Cytherea. And even that, like, it's strongest when you play for a mid-range game plan anyway. So this card is cool. I think it'll be a great get off like Anomaly, like Hextech Anomaly. And I don't think it's bad. Like, it is cheaper than doing both For Demacia and Rally. Like, you can play this in Scouts on turn like 5 or 6 or something, and just do +4/+4 Rally. I don't think this card is overly weak. It's stronger the earlier you play it. But most ways Demacia decks are built nowadays, and the way that the game typically plays with high mana cards, would prefer you play for regular mid-range game plans than play for champion strength. At least that's like my understanding of how the game works. But it is close. It's an interesting card, and I want to see if it goes in decks or not. Could be a cute, cheeky one of in Scouts. Petrosite Chamber. I don't take damage from... You can also, like, if you hold up Pride of Negation or Deny, you can play this in, like, Demacia, Ionia, or Demacia, like, Shurima. Like, this plus Deny is so strong, I will say. But yeah, Petrosite Charger. Formidable, 0/4, I don't take damage from enemy skills or spells, so this is, Petrosite. This is the 6 mana 7/7, but as a 3 mana 4/4. Formidable. Fine. Probably not strong enough. It's just okay. Oh, this is a Gwen support card. Sorry. It's fine. I'm definitely, like, how many cards we got? Like 5. These last 5, like, I am knackered from recording this. Even though I'll probably be uploading, I presume I'll upload this. And you can see me get knackered as time goes on. Trusty Ramhound. Elite, 1 mana 1/1. The first time you summon another elite, grant me +2/+2. Alright, 1 mana 3/3. Elite support. Okay, I like elites. This is fine. Okay. You have it, you get big units. Alright, I'll probably run this in the Poppy decks. Right, like, this is better than, like, the Made to get Conservator, or maybe just, like, Cytherea in these decks, because it's big. Okay. Fine. It's big, it's strong, it does big, strong things. It's strong, but it's just, like, there's not much to say about it. Aura of Acacia, slow, 6 mana 2. Cathian Mareages equipped with 2 equipment in hand that costs 2 less. Okay. So it's like the Forge Worker spell, it's like not Remembrance, Reinforcements. This is okay, so I've played a lot of Jack's Vein. This could be a one of in Jack's Vein. I don't hate it. It can equip equipment. It's just like a strong development card that can summon big units. I like it. It's cool. This is a really cool card. And push comes to shove, it's like Forge Workers, but with 1 less HP. So this might be better in, like, Jace Lux if you're running, like, Combat Cook and stuff. Cool. And, like, other equipment synergy in, like, Jace Lux. Cool. This is perfectly cool. I like it a lot. Very cool card. I can't wait to play with it. Deathless Knight. When I would gain ephemeral, grant me +1/+1 instead. Okay, so this concept of instead of gaining ephemeral, gain something else is a card that I've seen a fair bit on like custom LOR. Cool, fine card. It's really great off harrowing because it won't be ephemeral. Cool card. I doubt it's going to see much play. I'm obviously missing synergy points. Like you can do Splinter Soul on it, and then it becomes a 2/2 that can permanently grow. I don't know. It doesn't seem particularly powerful. Is what I'm going to say. That 6 mana as a stat stick with fearsome only. It's sure. It's acceptable. It's not powerful. But it's a cool card, and when I would gain ephemeral, do something else instead is a concept that I wanted to see a fair bit about. Shape of Fear. Kill an ally to summon an encroaching mist. Okay. No. So this card has like 2 main purposes. One is getting value off things that are about to die anyway. So like, you know when you would play Glimpse to beat like a Mystic? Like at least getting value from the unit. Does the same thing. If you've played a lot of Encroaching Mists, you can summon like a 7/7 and make all of them 8/8s or whatever. It's fine. It's just, it's a 1 mana do nothing. That's the thing. Like it's a 1 mana, and when I mean do nothing, for 1 mana, this is a strong card, right? Like for the 1 mana cards that you could be running in your deck, this is powerful, perfectly redeemable, right? It buffs up your Viego. It means you can do cool attacks if you've got a Hydrophine Viego and you can summon like another, you know, maybe that'll help you get your lethal. Whatever. It allows you to turbo level Viego. Perfectly fine. You don't have to grade cards based on their intrinsic quality. You have to grade cards based on their quality in your deck. This isn't competing for Absorb Soul. This is competing for Glimpse Beyond. This isn't competing for like 1 mana fast speed spells. This is competing for every single other card you could be putting in your deck. And compared to every other card you could be putting in your deck, this isn't strong enough. This doesn't do enough, right? What are you cutting for this? Nothing. This card doesn't really accomplish very much. Cool card. I like the idea. Maybe I'll be wrong and you run it and it does like really cool Viego stuff, especially turbo leveling Viego. But if Viego's in Shurima, Treasure Seeker is much better than this because it summons the 5/2. If you're in like Noxus, I still think you've got better options. So I don't know. I'm not sold on Shape of Fear. And Redeemed Prodigy, which I kind of read a second ago. Attack summon and attacking Ghastly Band. I'm really happy about this. It's a Hollowed support card that doesn't have Hollowed, and it gives you the Ghastly Band. I think this is cool. It's almost certainly worse than the one that intrinsically has Hollowed, because if you kill this before it attacks, this is worse than a Hollowed unit. And the other Hollowed units are really, really good, like the Fearsome 3/1. But in an all-in Hollowed deck, this is really cool, and if you're running Demacia with Hollowed, this is cool because you get to attack repeatedly. This is a really cool card that I don't expect to be powerful, but it's just cool to have. I'm not going to go over the card art, even though I did want to see this one at the very least. Ooh. This is cool. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me ramble about the LOR cards. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I honestly prefer long drawn out reveal seasons, but I'll upload this nearly 2-hour video and yeah, you'll listen, I guess. I don't expect this to have many views. I'm not particularly good at this sort of like review content. The main reason I'm making this is because I didn't want to type out all of this to like my friends. I'd rather just send them a video, considering that they're kind of likely to listen to it as like a podcast-esque thing, which is why I tried to make sure that I read what the cards did. Thank you for watching. Like and scribble. Bye.